Hey, Jeremy Lee here, voice of Makoto in Persona 5, and I am so excited that you found your way here to the Raw Dogs podcast because as a fellow cheesehead and a lover of all things Wisconsin, how can you not want to hang out with these guys who are spreading their love of gaming and making the world a brighter, more positive, definitely more fun place. So check it out, hang out for a while, and enjoy the Raw Dogs podcast.
Everyone calm down.
I know, relax.
You guys are getting worked up. I can see you over there. Yes. Okay, we're calm. We're getting calm.
These guys with their smoothies.
Yeah.
Hey. You're not driving though, right?
Relax, Orange Julius. We got you.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Raw Dogs. We are a podcast that is part of Hair the Dogcast. We are
Yes, sir.
kind of the younger, the more bad boy, crazy people. We do a lot of research, and we are full of BS, as Tom likes to say, but we like to discuss topics that are about video games and beer. My name is Brad, and I am very happy to be here. Who is that beautiful man in the Gone Squatchin' hat?
Gone Squatchin'.
Squatchin'?
Squatchin'.
I've never gone...
Sasquatch.
I've never done either of them. I don't know. Isn't it called squanch? Don't they say squanch?
Would you want to capture a Sasquatch?
Well, if they were real, I wouldn't mind it, but they're fake.
Oh, it's me. It's Dylan. I'm here. And I've had a blast at MGC. That's all I got to say.
We are live at MGC, if I didn't mention that before. Who is at the end over there?
It's me. It's Dom. I'm beating the drum of my own heart here at MGC. I'm very excited. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. We've interviewed a lot of really cool people and had some really good times.
And we have another very cool person here. We have a friend, a guest, someone who came all the way from Los Angeles to be a part of MGC. And we're so happy to have you here. Kip, tell them a little bit about who you are.
Hi, I'm Kip, and I was really willing to get on a plane to close the distance between me and your beard, and I think it's been worth it.
Hey, I'll take that. Woo! Yes, and this topic we're going to be doing for this episode is a brief history of rhythm games. This was suggested by Kip. And
is that true?
This was suggested by you. This is one of the 30 things you suggested. I also would have done Dreamcast, but those two said they don't really know much about the Dreamcast. So we're doing a brief history of rhythm games here. I know there's not a ton of people out there. I made a PowerPoint. This took me like 3 hours. So we're going to look at this PowerPoint while we do this. I'm very proud of it. And if you're listening to this audio podcast, just know this was the best PowerPoint anyone ever made.
Who likes business meetings? Everyone clap for business meetings.
Sales numbers have been down today. We need to get our followers up.
Oh, that's a great pie chart you got there.
Oh, God.
All right. So, a brief history of rhythm games. Do you guys enjoy rhythm games? Let's just do a general at the top here.
Let's get Dom first.
Yes.
Dom is in. Dom does like
That's
rhythm
so
games.
unspecific and dumb.
Tell us a little bit about your history with them.
My history of them started when I was young with one that we will be talking about, but it came out around the same time as like Parappa the Rapper and that sort of era of rhythm games where I never really got into DDR, which is like very physical rhythm games, you know?
I don't know how I used to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in the 80s, surprisingly, we will talk about this, didn't have a lot of physical, or maybe it was only physical rhythm games.
The 80s didn't really have any rhythm games.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that.
But
that's when you got into it.
Yeah.
Late 90s.
You know, just like the Let's Get Physical era.
Yes. Yes. You were moving it back then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But obviously everyone in this group played Guitar Hero in college to impress some chick that we don't even remember her name anymore.
I tried to impress everybody with Guitar Hero. in
Hold on.
college.
Did you actually think it would impress her?
No. But neither did the guy in the corner playing his guitar at every party I went to.
But he actually got laid.
I can actually play Wonderwall on Guitar Hero, though.
Yeah,
But I
bet
can
the guy in
actually-
the corner did not get laid. At least, like, she might have been looking at you playing guitar.
I'm
Hero.
going to say 50% of the time he got laid.
Is it not impressive failing through the fire and flames 3 times in a row and swearing you can do it?
I swear. I'll do it this time.
I did it the other day, dude. I did it. I swear.
I promise. Come on. Wait. Hold on.
And
Oh.
Dylan, you got a lot of rhythm in your life. I can tell that.
Much like Dimitri Bell with the hit song Groove is in the Heart, I do have groove in my heart.
And Kip, you suggested this. I think that you probably have a lot of rhythm games that I probably have never heard of that you're a fan of.
When I was younger, my dad used to take me to the UCLA arcade on Thursday nights because it was free play night, and we would just, blaze through House of the Dead and Tekken. And one day I got there and they had this giant machine with flashing lights, and I was like, "What is this full-blown adult male doing with his feet?" And I thought it looked so silly.
I ask myself that all the time.
And
Yourself
it
in the mirror?
quickly became the only thing I would ever play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Myself personally, my love for music kind of blossomed from rhythm games, oddly enough. DDR was a big part of my life. Guitar Hero inspired me to learn how to play real music. And I still am an aspiring rapper because of a little dog that I met one day on the PlayStation 1. So we're going to get into it. I was surprised to learn that as I always do my research, and I went back to find out what was the first rhythm game. You look on Google, and there's not a whole lot. Essentially, Parappa the Rapper is the first rhythm game. According to most lists, there's a few things that need to be mentioned. So, in the 1970s, a company called Casco made an electromechanical arcade game, and there's no proof this thing actually exists. They made a few prototypes, allegedly. This made it to arcades. The point of the game was you'd lift girls' skirts in time to some rhythm. So that picture on the left there is an idea that it was based on this advertising campaign. This is the only thing I could find. Otherwise, there's no proof this ever existed, but allegedly it did.
Well, that used to be the proper courting ritual, where if you wanted to tell a girl you liked her, the rhythm needs to be perfect. Otherwise, it's very embarrassing.
Yes, and that's how you'd prove you had the rhythm at the arcades.
Oh, but can he dance?
But can he dance?
Yeah, it's the courtship dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was also happy to read that in 1976, so Sega also claims that they made the first one. It's called Rock and Bark from 1976. It's a twin Tommy gun controller where you shoot colorful targets to match the rhythm of the rock music. And that just sounds amazing to me.
The rock music.
You have 2 different guns
lame.
that they claim this is the first rhythm game, but I don't know. Either way, these things stink. And then, of course...
You know what happens when I think of a rhythm game? A Tommy gun.
Right.
Yes.
Definitely.
Brad, if I asked you to shoot the rock music, what would you do?
Well, I'd go pick up Rock and Bark from Sega.
All right.
And I would I'd rock and bark, as they say. We've got to mention Simon from 1978, not really a video game, but that is a precursor to what we will get there. And then in 1987, Nintendo released, it was a Nintendo game called Dance Aerobics. You used the power pad, so this was very much leading to Dance Dance Revolution.
Sure.
You're on the power pad, you have to do things to rhythm in one of the
I think
games.
most people use the power pad for track and field.
Yeah, is it the same thing as track and
I was
field?
going to say this sounds like a precursor to Wii Fit.
It is quite.
This sounds like
Wii
a
Fit.
precursor to drugs.
It is
I
the
had the
80s.
Wii.
The 80s were a crazy time back then, and yes, there were people on their power pads doing all sorts of things that weren't allowed.
Yeah, it's true.
So that kind of is like what happened before the big one. And the big one is, of course, Parappa the Rapper. This came out in 1996. This was created by Nana Osha, a game company founded by Masaya Matsuura, and he was into band and wanted to create something akin to music videos that were interactive. The creator was told by Sony after it was made that this isn't a game.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like, this won't sell at all. They did a very small run, anticipating no one would buy it, and it's credited as the first true rhythm game. Parappa the Rapper is a game that I listen to this soundtrack like semi-frequently because the soundtrack bumps. Did we all play this
Yeah.
game?
It's on your sex
Oh,
playlist.
yeah. I still to this day want to show the moose that I can get far when I drive my car.
Well, you check the turn and signal to the left.
Now turn to the left.
And then sometimes you turn to the right.
As a professional driver, I just think it's very irresponsible.
Dom, you didn't really play this game?
I have watched people play it, but I have not played it myself, no.
Can you picture him? He's just scratching his beard and going, I like this in theory. What do you like about it?
I didn't say I did or I didn't, but
I was pretending to be you, and now we're morphing
do,
into you.
Right, but I do feel like this era of rhythm games is like right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important that not only did the creator, he knew music, he was in a band, he got a good translator too, because the songs are great, the rhymes are fun. Mm-hmm. It's an incredibly short game with only 6 songs, but it took long enough because the game's a little unfair.
This chicken bitch.
Yeah?
It was me.
Yeah?
I was the one that did it.
Yeah, the chicken.
Now-
Which is a tough level because you have to crack the egg
Yep.
and mix the flour into the bowl, as they say. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I didn't do it. I did not swear.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but Parappa in the game, it'll say, press X right now. And if you do that, you be rapping good. But to be rapping great, or cool, I think it is, you need to like ad-lib in between.
You do have to freestyle to do well in Parappa the Rapper, and it never sounds good. There's something about Parappa that if you're playing it well, your raps sound like garbage.
I need to go just as bad as you. What I had this morning, I don't even wanna say to you. Kick, punch, turn, and chop the door. Kick, punch, turn, and chop the door. Or I will fall to the floor. Or I will fall to the floor. Kick, punch, turn, and chop the door. Kick, punch, turn, chop the door. Or I will fall to the floor. Or I will fall to the floor. Ha da 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 da.
Love Parappa, love that game. They did do 2 more follow-ups. Jammer Lammy, which when I was younger, back in 1999 when I was a young Brad, I remember being disappointed in this game because I wanted more rapping, and instead it was this bad young guitar girl named Lammy.
Unjammer Lammy?
Jammer Lammy. Looking back, this is also an amazing game. The songs are equally as good as Parappa, but I'm guessing y'all might not have ventured into here.
No, never.
I had played it once, and I did think it was good, but it doesn't hit me with that nostalgia that I feel for Parappa, even though I've heard from a lot of people that it's the superior game.
Oh, yeah.
And there's what's great about it is you can also unlock a mode where you play as Parappa and all of the songs change to rap songs. But if you're listening to this, not live here, I'm going to be cutting in the song from when you have to rock the babies to sleep. It is a very good jam.
Wow, that was a bop.
That was a real bop. Parappa the Rapper 2 also came out 2001. Not as big of a deal. The songs weren't as good. But there was also something else happening at this time. In 1997, Beat Mania came out. This was by Konami. And
Now, Kip, I don't know if you know anything about this game, but I know you just told me you bought a couple of decks yourself
I did.
that look very similar to this picture here we're looking at on this beautiful PowerPoint that Brad put together. Does this look interesting to you?
It does, and it is actually the thing that kind of made me want to buy the real equipment, which
you have a real DJ setup?
yeah, well, I do, but buying it's the easy part. Learning how to use is the hard part. So far, I've put some pretty cool beats on top of the Sonic Spinball soundtrack. But I do very much remember playing this not only in the arcades, but they had a PS2 version that you could buy that I very specifically remember my friend Sam Strick and I bringing to class and playing during our lunch break. And while we played, people would watch and be like, "How do you do that?" But I don't think in a like sort of because we think it's cool. It's like you guys are certainly psychopath robots. Anyway, we're going to lunch.
You brought your PS2 Beatmania to school to play at lunch?
Yeah, I was super popular.
Kip, dude, bud.
Wait, so you brought a TV to lunch?
So you were Skrillex.
No, it was in high school. We had televisions in the classrooms.
I know a kid who
We
played
don't have
Wind
televisions
Waker
in
on
South
his
Dakota
Wii U.
in general.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alright.
but on the right side of the PowerPoint there is the controller you could get for home. I got this after Guitar Hero and after DDR, but it wasn't the same thing. It turns out I don't want to be a DJ, I found out. But this was so popular that we're going to skip one forward here. We're skipping 10 forward here. But Beatmania was so popular for Konami that they made their new subdivision Beamani based on Beatmania. So that's why it's called Beamani. But their next game they did was a tiny little indie game no one ever heard of called Dance Dance Revolution. Mm-hmm. Man.
Yeah, this was my jam. This was my intro to Bimani, and still my favorite of all of them, except like the Disney one.
What about the Mickey Mouse one? Not Mickey Mouse, the Mario one for the GameCube.
You know what?
I did play that and own it at some point.
You owned it.
I owned it. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult, right?
It's not difficult, and it's also not good.
Okay.
What
Now-
tracks do they have for the
But-
It's
Disney
all like
one?
public domain.
But and then it's also like ba 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 ba. I believe that was on there.
That's my favorite Nintendo song.
That's
the Ode
amazing.
to Joy
Yes.
Yeah.
by Beethoven from his Ninth Symphony.
There's
Yes.
something about seeing Mario dance to Sandstorm that is nice, though. That is a cool thing.
It's really hard to hear like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and not want to crump, and I think it promotes that.
It promotes the crumping for sure. Dance Dance Revolution made its debut
Crumping,
in
huh?
1998. Pressure-sensitive dance pads. Now, there is, of course, the hardcore, like, metal versions you see in arcades.
Yeah.
And you can beat those things up. They have those little, like, handles on the back, so you can be extremely sweaty, extremely tired, and just barely lifting yourself up, and your feet are dancing. Your feet are dancing everywhere. And while you are impressing people, you are also the sweatiest person in the arcade when you are done.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
After one whole 10 seconds of me failing a song, yes, absolutely.
After one Butterfly, I forget all the other songs. There's so many crazy techno songs that I've only heard once through Dance Dance Revolution.
The cool part about rhythm games is that it introduces you to music that you might not even really like at all, but they get so stuck in your head that they become kind of the exact rhythm of your life. I'll tell you, like, I don't want to spoil things, but the latest Amplitude game that came out in 2015, which was, I believe, crowdfunded, I still listen to that soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, and these are ways to introduce us to music that I normally wouldn't listen to. I would not have been listening to techno EDM dance music as a young male in South Dakota. I probably would be listening to some country. And there was not a lot of country music on DDR. Tim Atkins would have sold like hotcakes in South Dakota.
I think
Whoa.
the closest they get to country in there is Cotton Eye Joe, which
Well, that is a banger no matter what style of music you listen to.
yeah, I'm not certain it counts.
Wait, we have Tom saying it is not country. He is the judge
Who
of
cares
country or
about
not
Tom?
country.
Raise your hand.
Have you seen his farmer's tan?
Everyone in the crowd, raise your hand if you care about Tom's opinion. Oh, shit.
Oh, sorry.
There's-
oh no,
Oh, we got
No,
one.
this guy likes
We got
Tom. This
two.
guy likes
Both
Tom.
of his hands. All
We got
right.
two, but this is a democracy and it doesn't work. So he's like the Green Party.
So we, of course, also had the dance pads that you could use at home that would last through 10 rigorous sessions before those were big old messes that wouldn't do anything but...
Were you 300 pounds?
They get all crumpled up. Those are not metal pads. Those will
You're not
not
supposed
last.
to fold them up.
You don't fold them up. You dance your heart out.
So the dance pads, though, the plastic one that came with it, I think they served the purpose okay. But if you try to play anything above like 6 or 7 feet, your feet are going to be moving so fast that thing's going to be on the other end of the room. You had to invest in some like heavy duty, made out of metal stuff, which is only cool if you have like a godfather that loves you.
Because I also put here on the far right side of this picture here.
That seems eerily
that's someone's
specific, Kip.
homemade
Yes.
PVC pipe handles on this picture here. And I remember thinking, I'd love to have me some of those heavy duty pads so we can really dance at home. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
In college, my friend Alex and I would go down to the arcade near the bowling alley, and they had DDR Max, and we had Rhythm and Police on farm.
Rhythm and Police. Now that is one of the best songs from DDR.
It's unbelievably great. It has so many of those things where you need to press the left button with your right foot. But our big white whale was Healing Vision Angelic Mix, which is doable, but we maybe took our entire freshman year before we were able to beat it. And then we did, and everyone had sex with us.
Wow.
Good to hear.
All right.
That's
Kid friendly.
hot,
Moving
Kip the
forward.
kid friendly corner. Here we go.
Were you able to perform after that vigorous
And so
exercise?
next, Bimani made some other games that are very much the same thing. Some of the obvious ones, Drum Mania. It's the same thing with drums. Keyboard Mania. Same thing with keyboards. Guitar Freaks. Not the same as a guitar. There's only 3 frets, but we're going to talk more about guitars later. And then there was Poppin' Music. Poppin' Music had 9 buttons. And here, let me just tell you a little bit about Poppin' Music.
Yeah, please fucking do.
Poppin' Music, 9 buttons, each
whoops.
3.5 inches in diameter, laid out in 2 rows. My only other note that I thought was relevant, Poppin' Music, Mickey Tunes was all Disney songs.
Mickey Tunes.
They have a featured list?
I don't have a featured list, but listen to this audio version released a couple weeks from now because I will put some of those bangers on there. Yeah. What else? Anything else? You could link some of these things together. Guitar Freaks was never really marketed outside of Japan. So the rhythm games outside of DDR weren't really hitting our side of the pond. So a lot of these things were kind of staying back in Japan. Guitar Freaks, however, was played by someone that we will talk about a little bit later.
There was one other Bimani game, though, I want to touch on super quick. It was called Para Paradise, where there were sensors for your hands as you were dancing. And imagine as if you're like doing the Macarena. No fun at all to play, but along the side of the cabinet, it had the text, "For wild guys and cute gals, get into the Eurobeat ecstasy and fire the high-tension vibe. Super bass sound will make you the prisoner of dance." Which
Let
I
me
try
out.
to think of that every morning when I wake up.
I want to be the prisoner of dance.
Every
Whenever
day
I'm
I'm the
locked
prisoner of
in,
dance.
I feel like I'm in a gulag in like the
And
Russian
so, some other games from
forced to work.
the late 90s and early 2000s that aren't really any of our main topics, but Bust a Groove, Samba de Amigo, we got Taiko no Tatsujin, which is, of course, Taiko
no
Drum Master.
Tatsujin.
I almost said it right. And Guitaru Man. These are some of the big ones. Do y'all have any strong feelings on any of these games? I haven't
I
really played
love
any
Taiko
of them.
no Tatsujin.
So, do you prefer the big arcade ones, or did you play like a home version?
The home versions are kind of bad. Especially the Switch one. I wish it worked the way that it was supposed to. Even the button presses doesn't work.
I love those like obscenely big drums on the
Yes,
arcade
I do
machine
too.
are so great.
You want to know what they're called?
Timpanis.
Taiko drums.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Did I blow your mind?
Yeah, kind of.
No, it's kind of there.
Well,
I had the PS2 version. That one was pretty much garbage, but it did have the OG Dragon Ball intro and Toxic by Britney Spears. So it had like some upsides.
Yeah, the newer one has the first One Piece intro. It kind of works for me. Listen. And Evangelion. It has Cruel Angel
No
Thesis.
way.
I'm not kidding.
So
Dude, I might buy it for that.
Nintendo played this game. They're like, hold my beer. We're gonna make this, but way worse.
Now, now you can buy peripherals to attach to your Switch to
Yes.
do this. And
I'm just
they
talking about
work
Donkey
well,
Konga, yeah.
Apparently. Well, if I could attach a conga to it, I wouldn't need a taiko drum.
The Donkey Konga are Raw Dog's logo, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true.
Now, I think we're like crapping on these to be funny, but I think we should mention Guitaru Man is a really great game, and it has a really great soundtrack.
I've never played it.
It's
yeah.
banging, dude.
It's really good.
So it's similar to Parappa the Rapper, where like, so you start out and you're just this Japanese kid in high school, like
His
every
name
other
is
Japanese.
Yuichi, but
Yeah.
they write it with U and then the number 1, which in the English version they say U1,
Ichi.
which is silly.
Yeah.
One.
But
it's
your,
cool, it's
your
hip.
dog is your best friend, and all of a sudden you're like this prodigy child that like these like demons show up, and you just like get given a guitar and become the Guitar Man, and your dog turns into your amplifier. And you have
dog
to like
is an amplifier?
Yeah.
God,
and
that's
so like
hot.
And
when
a
you're playing your guitar, this like track comes through, and you hit the button, and you're just like, and you're dodging with all the like X, Y, A, B buttons, and the music is incredible.
Definitely want to hear some of that.
Yeah, you should.
I've played through the game maybe twice, but I've listened to that soundtrack.
They have
count.
at least something from every genre of music. There's a mariachi one even. Like it dives into some really cultural type
Mexican
genre of
hat
music.
dance.
Yes.
Well, there was another game that I briefly mentioned. Donkey Konga came out in 2003.
All the good things.
It sounded almost as good as what Dylan did there. Not
Yeah.
quite as good as that.
It's pretty good.
Is the rhythm in you, as Donkey Kong would say in the games?
Ooh,
There was a really dark time in Donkey Kong's career after the third game where not a lot happened, unless you like the 64. But yeah, let's have him play these bongos for the GameCube. I remember being excited for this. I thought, I love rhythm games. This will be fun. The hardest mode I could beat the first day, and the songs sounded terrible, most of them. And you just blow in that little like sensor for the clapping, which I think wasn't good for it.
Probably not.
After Taiko Drum Master, I was kind of jaded on the drum stuff, so I didn't pick this one up, and I didn't really think about it again until I had seen it had been used to beat Dark Souls, if I'm not crazy.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, a segue I wanted to just mention.
Oh,
Because they use those bongo drums to a peripheral designed for rhythm games. All right, we're going to make a weird platformer called Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. And
It's
then
really
eventually,
good.
eventually someone is beating Dark Souls with a DDR pad because that's what people do with their time, I guess.
Jungle Beat is a very good platformer.
I've heard it's great. It's just such a strange concept, taking a musical peripheral and using it for something else. It's cool, but...
It is peak Nintendo in the way that they love to pretend that they're on the peak of an innovation when really they're on the peak of a trend that will disappear almost immediately.
or maybe before it comes out if it's their
Unless
vitality
it's the
sensor.
Switch. God bless. Wittenhagen over there, he says, nobody likes Switch, and I agree.
So there's the next big chapter in rhythm games comes from a company called Harmonix. This was formed in 1995 from a computer music group at MIT. Initially, they got together. They wanted to break into the Japanese karaoke market, which was a $10 billion market at the time. But they went there, and they found people playing Guitar Freak, and they said, wait a second, let's just do this, but better. Mm-hmm. So they took some of the concepts. They played Guitar Freak, but they weren't ready to start making plastic guitars yet. But they made a few of their first rhythm games. Now, I never played Frequency in 2001, but I played a whole bunch of Amplitude in 2003. Are you guys familiar with these games?
I am, yeah.
I'm familiar. I haven't played them, though.
I feel like it had come on a demo disc for the network adapter for the PS2. And that
kinda
might
makes
have
sense.
been all I had done with it.
Well, I don't even know that.
I don't know why I got Amplitude. Maybe just because I was thirsting for a rhythm game, but I didn't play it until much later. Because at the time, I don't know if it was marketed properly to me. I didn't understand. There's that highway kind of form of rhythm game where the notes fly at you.
Yeah.
DDR definitely is the one that was doing that, but I don't remember seeing this in the Amplitude. They just said it's a music game, and there was like a spaceship on the front. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't get it. But I remember getting it for very cheap on the PS4 or PS5 and playing a whole bunch of it.
The original Amplitude, not the remake. There is a remake.
I must have been playing the remake then.
Yes, that is not Amplitude 2003. That's the 2015 Amplitude.
That's why it looks so good.
Well, that's why it looks great.
It does look good.
I have played the original Amplitude. It's a lot of fun. It's not a ton of hits. The 2015 Amplitude has a bunch of stuff from video games of now. Like stuff from Crypt of the Necrodancer, I realize is on there. People who won contests, it's kind of a Kickstarter game at the end of the day.
It has a really weird control scheme. The fact that it's they're using three buttons, L1, R1, and R2. And that's what you use to bounce between the notes, which I think worked better on the original controllers because by the time I was playing it on PS5, that big back pressure sensitive
plus
thing.
the analog.
I didn't use the analog stick.
Also, Brad has a PS5.
I do have a PS5.
Oh, don't brag.
It wasn't easy, okay?
Yeah, it was.
This
I have one. It was easy.
Carly is confirming that it wasn't. This brings us to the age of the plastic guitar, which really put rhythm games back into everyone's minds. I think DDR faded away to most people after a while, but oh my goodness, these plastic guitars. Guitar Hero left an indelible mark on my life. This was, originally it came out in 2005. So Red Octane actually approached Harmonix because they wanted to make a guitar controller, match made in heaven. Few Japanese arcade rhythm games were exported because of the cost of producing the peripherals and the resulting increases in retail prices. So Red Octane said, hey, we want to make a guitar. You guys know your rhythm games. So this was a match made in heaven. They got together and they made this beautiful plastic guitar, 2/3 scale to a real guitar, and plugs right into your PS2 and allows you to play bad covers of your favorite rock songs.
I don't think it's a hot take to say, like, this was a good game, everyone liked this. But coming from Guitar Freak, adding 2 extra frets, I only have the 4 fingers. Like, why are you mad at me? Why are you doing this?
And a lot of people told Steve Vai that, and he still managed to play all the way down the neck of the guitar with just 4 fingers.
He probably has more talent.
Oh, okay. Everyone starts with Guitar Hero. You start at the top, and it starts on easy mode. I think it only has 3.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the pinky takes a while for you to actually, learn how to use on those guitar frets. Were you a Guitar Hero person, Dom?
Yes.
Tell me more about that. He's so verbose.
Tom, will you shut up?
So
Wait, no, that's enough, Tom.
I actually, so we've talked about this on the podcast before. I grew up Catholic, so my mom.
Italian.
I'm Italian. Hey.
Do you play Guitar Hero? So I grew up Catholic.
I can't wait to hear the end of the sentence.
So she
I
would
like
send
to praise
me,
God through the power of Guitar Hero.
like most moms, they would send me to summer
Send me
camp,
on my
and I would go to a
wayward-
music camp where I'd learn how to play guitar, and then when I'd come back, she'd be like, "Great, continue on that and play for the church band." So I actually learned how to play guitar pretty well, and then I went to college, and I went, "I'm gonna be that guy in the corner that plays guitar at the parties, and all the chicks are gonna love me, man." And then
You're
I
playing
found out
more
about
than a feeling on hard mode.
Yeah,
This
and
is
then
Wonderwall. No, wait,
Yeah.
hold on. This is Wonderwall. Wait, hold on. Wait, this one's Wonderwall.
That's really
I know this one.
That's funny because me and Jamie actually did that the other day.
No, you're Liam.
So-
no, you are.
when I went to college my freshman year, somebody showed me this, and I went, "Yeah, but I can play real guitar, so I don't need to play this." And then I played it one time and went, "Yeah, all right, I'm gonna play this for the rest of my life."
Okay.
And I haven't played it since.
You never get a high score on real guitar, so
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad because I do want to get another one of these plastic guitars because I've been itching to revisit it, but the prices have gone up quite a bit on these because they all are actually fairly expensive here. I need to
mean,
go to really dirty thrift stores. You can probably find one for cheaper.
They've got Paul McCartney's bass over here at MGC right now.
the real Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
The real Paul McCartney, but it's a
His
fake guitar.
Hero
Oh, it's a plastic-
It's a plastic guitar.
Oh,
His
okay.
rock band bass, dude.
he's alive, right?
I'm happy.
The only one.
I'm happy or not happy to say I did do one Guitar Hero tournament. We was all the way in Watertown, South Dakota. Was in a bar, much too young to be in a bar, and I got second place. I missed a few notes on the easiest song of the game in the finale, and I put my guitar down and said, "That's enough." Never played again.
Brad, that is sad and pathetic.
I think if you put the guitar down mid-song and still got second place, that's pretty good.
It was more than a feeling, guys. Guitar Hero 2, more of the same, huge success. Guitar Hero 3 is a little different, though, because Red Octane was bought by Activision. Everyone loves them.
Oh yeah.
Big fan. Harmonix was bought by MTV Games. So the band was broke up. McCartney went to Activision, and
John Lennon
wrote
got shot.
yeah. Guitar Hero 3 was developed by Neversoft, published by Activision. It was the best-selling game of 2007. It grossed $1 billion in sale by itself.
It sure as fuck did.
The first game to do so.
The drum set probably alone did that for them.
Me and Kip are the only survivors so far, guys.
I said the sex word.
That's fine.
We said the sex word.
Rock Band then came from Harmonix. So
Oh, yeah.
Rock Band was released for the low price of $169.99, $170. But look at all you got there. You got a plastic guitar, a microphone, and a drum set. Now, this drum set was so durable, it lasted almost 3 play sessions.
I definitely had to send in my the bass drum kick pedal to, I guess, Harmonix or whomever.
You got to send it in? They were like accepting send-ins?
Yes, and they would repair it and send it back. I assume they sent me a new one. But I was all about the drums. And when this came out, I was in college, and my roommate Andy and I had an apartment where I had the bedroom with a door, and he lived in the loft with no door. So I couldn't really just, like, if I played the drums, it would wake him up. So what I would do is play them whenever I wanted because he ate all my groceries. And it worked out okay.
Okay.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
I remember playing a friend's Rock Band drum controller. I was living with my brother and a couple other people. It might have been Dustin Dornbushes or the pastor that we live with. But
Shout out to Brian.
I definitely broke that foot pedal and pretended I wasn't playing it. At this point, they used the model of release everything. Activision published 20 different rhythm games between 2007 and 2010.
Whoa.
DJ Hero, Band Hero, Guitar Hero spin-offs, Guitar Hero on Tour. That was the Nintendo DS one, which is actually pretty cool.
Yo, Band Hero, though.
How do you hook up a plastic guitar to your DS?
Have you not seen that?
No.
It's cool.
It's an
It's actually
attachment with
alright.
frets that goes to the bottom of the DS, and you actually strum on the pad.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it
I know,
goes
it's really
into
cool,
the
actually.
Game Boy
It's
Advance
cool,
cartridge
but-
slot, and then you strum with the stylus. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So
It's the
it's
pick.
cool sounding.
it sounds cool. I'd never played it.
I was
I
going
think
to
it was
say,
only
how
4
does
frets.
it play?
I think it was only 4
Fine.
frets, but it looks cool.
It's actually fine. It's fine, but you really have to be like.
And then Harmonix released 10 rhythm games at the same time. Rock Band spin-offs with, Rock Band Beatles, Rock Band Aerosmith, Rock Band Big Spoon. Sold 2 copies in Watertown.
To Josh and Tom.
Josh and Tom. No, actually Tom and Tom. Josh didn't want it.
The problem is that they only advertise it as like a black background with a green tie.
Yes. And you got a short pair of shorts to wear while you played. Music sales for music game sales dropped in 2009 by 50%. I didn't write down too much, but there was some legal trouble with Courtney Love. She was unhappy that they used Kurt Cobain's image in a game,
Yeah, they did.
which I understand.
But otherwise, very happy.
Otherwise,
Well,
very.
she's the one who killed him. What does she care?
In 2010, though, Activision shut down Red Octane. Viacom sold Harmonix, and it was the end of the plastic instrument. And no one really cared. No one was really worked up about it. It just kind of happened, and everyone forgot that they ever did that. They're like, was I drunk at a party and played Guitar Hero 3 start to finish? Maybe.
The time had certainly come and gone. Like it was a lot of fun, but after a while, it's like, where am I gonna put this Toys R Us level crap?
Crap. Yeah.
Yes.
It's crap.
They're huge.
Yeah.
The
Also-
value for them are going up, though. If you can find them for a good price, do pick them up. They
I
will probably
don't want
sell
to.
up. Yeah, but also, they take up a lot of space.
Brad, did you play I Love the 80s version of Guitar Hero? Because I know how much you love 80s music.
I do love the 80s, but I don't know if I ever did. Guitar Hero 3 was the last one I really played. I didn't care for Rock Band too much, but I remember there was one super hot DLC track. The Halo theme Mjolnir mix was released by Xbox,
Of course.
and that's Steve Vai playing that's super shredding background on that song. So
Bum, 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 bum.
yeah, very
That's
good.
the Pirates thing.
You're doing
The
Pirates of the
Pirates thing,
Caribbean.
for
That guy's doing Pirates of the Caribbean. Don't listen to the word he's saying. And then, there's just like a big period for the next 10 years where a whole lot of games came out. So I didn't really put down any specific talking points, but I know you would mention you wanted to talk about modded games at some point.
Oh yeah. So when I was getting really into DDR, which was when it was like new-ish in the U.S., all the magazines were saying, if you like this game, tough. It's not coming to America. It's not coming to America. And there was a video game store near me that would mod your PlayStation to play import games, which is what I did, and I got DDR Append Club Mix version 2, which was probably fine. I was stoked to have it, but I very much remember saving for a couple months because I was a kid to get my PlayStation modded, and then the next month DDR USA was announced, which who cares? But I still to this day have that PlayStation, which is useless, but it will play imported PlayStation games.
That's not useless. It's just not used.
It is not useful to me.
Yes.
All the small things, true care, truth brings. I'll take one lift. You're right, best trip. Always, I know.
Is there? I just put down like a random list of rhythm games here.
Well, Elite Beat Agents, that had a bit of a time at my high school where, do you know that one? I think in Japan it's Oendon, where
Yeah.
it was a DS game where you just tap in rhythm, and it had
not
David
bad.
Bowie. It had some hits.
Yeah. It's pretty damn good.
It's a fun game.
That was for the what system?
DS.
The Nintendo DS.
Elite Beat Agents.
I remember they all wear suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all have that Yakuza hairstyle.
Yeah, they're like sticking out in the front,
A pompadour.
and they're like the most heartwarming stories where each level is someone finding their lost dog or reclaiming their estranged marriage. Or that's not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. And it was very cute. Plus, it's a rhythm game that was really fun.
I didn't know who this was when I was
Hatsune Miku.
when I was doing my research, and it said Hatsune Miku, and I'm like, I'm familiar with that name, and what is it? And that was a weird Wikipedia hole because it's a digital pop star.
Oh yeah,
Correct?
Yeah. She's a hollow girl.
What's a hollow girl?
A hologram.
Holographic. I thought
Yeah.
that was like the Hollow Knight or something.
Yeah.
She died in Dark Souls.
She's an empty shell of a woman.
Well, yeah.
Essentially.
But there's like digital concerts with her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When I went to E3 when the PSVR was, it was not quite out yet, but it was coming out. They gave everyone who was in line a headset to like try out some PSVR game. The people ahead of me got to do something where they shoot people, and when I got it, I got to go to a Hatsune Miku concert, and the controls were to wave my hands and like you can jam along to the music if you want. To which I said like I don't want.
So is that the game Project Diva? Because that's the rhythm game they made with Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, Project Diva is actually interactive. I think they sat me in some sort of like 3-minute long nightmare.
Rocksmith is another game that I've been curious about. I've heard good things about it. You actually plug a real guitar in to play this game.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
want
it-
to play this.
That's pretty cool.
It
I've never
looks
touched
good
it.
enough for it to have been remastered.
Do you think you
Yeah?
do you think you could get a cheap Fender and just fuck with this enough?
You could play with it enough.
You sure can. You sure
Yeah,
can,
I
Dylan.
saw the Rocksmith games
doing
for
great
sale over there. But yeah, you could play with it.
I think they'll still be for sale at the end of day 4.
I think it's fun to note that Just Dance 2020 is a Wii game that came out in
Yep.
2020. 2019, technically, but Just Dance is a series I've never played, will never touch.
I have.
Is that like Wii Fit?
No, it's a little more like you hold the controllers and it registers basic functions, and what it wants from you is to copy what's going on screen. However, it doesn't register everything, and I danced to Billie Eilish's "I'm a Bad Guy."
A bad girl?
Bad guy.
Bad guy.
I think Dylan's a bad girl.
I'm a bad guy.
But something
Billie
about-
Eilish is the bad guy, but Dylan is the bad girl.
If you're interested, we do have a Patreon tier. For $200, Dylan will play Just Dance live stream all the way through.
I believe I own it. It's fine.
So something tricky about Just Dance, and it's similar to that Unison game you and I have been talking about earlier, is that unlike DDR, where when you see the up button at the bottom, you know, okay, in like 2 seconds I'm probably going to press up. This you just watch it happen. So you need to play each song twice before you do well, because on screen when they start doing that Charleston, you better hope that you had already thought to do that Charleston with them.
Now, Dylan, I need you to explain to me, what is it about Just Dance that makes it a Wii game that can still be coming out in 2019? What is the crossover? Why is that a thing?
Well, it's the hits of today, my friend.
No, but what is it about that style of game and the Wii that just makes it so long lasting?
So that it's still
it's-
coming out for the
It's
Switch.
got to be cerebral palsy.
It's cerebral. No.
Oh.
It's aesthetically beautiful. The entirety of it looks fantastic. The illustrations are nice. They actually get people to do the actual dances, and you have to follow them all the way through. Now, if you believe that you're actually following them and you're doing a good job, that's on you because you're dumb. But
Well, I mean, what you need to do is in the title. When somebody hands you the controllers, you
literally
go, "What do
Just
I
Dance.
do?" And you just say, "Just dance."
Yeah.
I'll tell you
the
what,
games Just Dance and Monster Hunter probably have like the most descriptive titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like literally just go for it. You can't lose that bad. It is not a game. It is a game that encourages dance. They get the actual tracks
It does.
because they're telling you to do it. Just do it. Only do it. Don't
I-
go to the bathroom.
I have never had
Don't
to
go to bed. Just dance.
keep dancing forever.
But I'm late
Dance
for
forever.
work. No, just dance.
You're
forever.
a prison of the groove. Prisoner of the groove.
Groove is in your heart.
Prisoner of Dance.
A prisoner of dance. You are a
Hold
prisoner
on.
of dance.
Groove is in your heart, but if you stop grooving, your heart explodes.
Now, I haven't had the joy of playing Crypt of the Necrodancer, which sounds like an amazingly unique take on the rhythm game.
Yep.
Dylan's shaking his head.
I love it.
You love it. Okay, it's a good shake of the head.
It's a very good game.
Have you? All three of you played it? No.
I have not.
I'm the only one.
You're
Dom
up.
is getting an update about his girlfriend. Maybe. Yep.
I had a girlfriend.
Wah, wah.
And nobody at this convention.
But you know what they
definitely
say?
heard that.
If your girlfriend don't dance,
Dom's got
and if she don't dance, then she's no girlfriend of yours.
Dom's
Yeah.
got
No, my
a
girlfriend danced.
So you kept your copy of Just Dance and you took it home, Kip. That's what you did.
Yeah. Is this the one that features Jason Derulo?
No, we're talking about Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Oh,
now.
Is that how
Okay.
he sounds?
Probably.
Did you ever play it, Dom?
That was you nailed it.
Dom, did you ever play Crypt of the Necrodancer?
I have not played Crypt of the Necrodancer.
But you have played-
I have played Crypt
Cadence of Hyrule.
Cadence of Hyrule. Yes.
Cadence of Hyrule.
Crypt of the Hyrule
Which is a
Dancer.
better game.
Is it?
It is. It's
But
way
that's
better.
Just describe the gameplay to me.
So everything is based on the beat. So your movement is imagine the D-pad, and every beat of the song, like ba 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 ba. That's every movement across the screen. But that also counts your attack. So everything is based on whether or not you're moving or whether or not you're attacking. So every beat can either be an attack, a movement, or a use of an item, or moving away
And that, you can only do these things during the beat.
during
Correct.
the beat.
So if you
Every
have no
single
rhythm,
time.
you'll never get to move and you'll get
You will
stomped.
fail, and you will.
You figure
be
it
really
out
bad
pretty
at
quickly, though.
And the gameplay is similar to
Yeah.
a Mysterious Dungeon game, which for me, I always think of Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon. But each time you move, that's when the enemies get to move as well.
Okay.
So not only do you need to decide when to move, but you need to do it on the beat to make sure it's
Yep.
a critical hit or a dodge. Or
Yep.
We have to enter tangent mode for a second. I've never met anyone who's played Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon before. Have you two played it?
No.
Tell me about Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. We have
Okay.
entered tangent mode real quick.
I'm going to tell you about me playing it as a probably 11-year-old, which is the bird from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, that's the bird from Final Fantasy.
And yeah, I get into a dungeon. Every time I press a button, the enemies also get to press a button. This is bullshit. Sorry. And
I'm the only survivor.
Kip.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Kip.
Yeah, and then I very quickly get sent back to town and like, it's okay, Chocobo, try again. And then it went back to Blockbuster.
I am the only survivor of the episode.
You, the handsome tall one. Quiet.
We don't want any more from you.
No more swears from the corner over there, Tom.
Now,
Who's going to be Trevor?
I have gotten a little bit back into rhythm games recently.
Oh, here we go. This is my jam right here.
With the virtual reality games. Now, Beat Saber is hot. If you played it, you love it.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't love it, you don't get it.
Exactly. Correct.
I played it for the PSVR. It's for other VR systems, though, correct?
all of them, I'm
It's for
pretty
all of
sure,
them.
yeah.
Man, it's so intuitive.
It is a workout more so than it is a rhythm game, in my opinion.
You're definitely going to get sweaty under that helmet.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it reminds me of back in the day. At some point, we get drunk enough at my house, and I said, "Dude, we gotta play VR." And then I play Beat Saber, like, watch this, and I try and play the difficult songs, but I fail immediately because I'm drunk. I'm like, I'm really good.
What's even funnier is
Wait, this is Wonderwall.
The chairs that you have.
Brad, you haven't told the audience about your infamous crunk parties where we crunk at your house.
We are
the famous 2000s dance.
Now, that's Patreon stuff.
That's only Patreon.
That's only Patreon gets to hear those stories. But no, Beat Saber, it takes the formula. It's the same thing as like kind of what Guitar Hero does, but it's nice because in the VR space, you can have things on multiple levels flying at you.
Sure.
And you slice through the blocks with the swords.
Right, but there's also blocks that come at you that you can't slice through and you actually have to dodge. So that's where that physical element comes in. Because even though you're Luke Skywalker defeating Darth Vader,
Is there a Luke Skywalker version of Beat Saber? That'd be dope.
I'm sure there is.
Not
There's
yet.
probably a mod.
The normal
There's probably a mod.
I've seen somebody modded their Beat Saber. They like attached them together, so they were playing it like
It's
Darth
Darth
Maul,
Maul.
Yeah.
which is not designed for that, so it won't work
Yeah,
that well.
no, of
but-
course
I've
not.
seen some people go one up and attach shoes that like have their own little mini sabers on there. and
Oh
then-
yeah, lightsaber boots.
There's
Why
got to be
isn't
like
that
a version
Star
for
Wars
that.
thing?
There's no way like they made that.
Because it's fictional and I don't know.
Because it's fictional and dumb, Dylan. You can say it.
One big upside I think Beat Saber has of the others is like when you're in VR,
Why not
which
make
is
a suit
cool,
made of
you
lightsabers?
cannot see how much everyone is like looking at you, being like, "What an idiot!"
I don't know. I don't care because I feel so cool. I don't care that I look dumb, but that's
I
how I lived my
feel-
life for a long time.
I feel cool playing it, and then I, take off the headset.
Yeah. Then you're like, oh, no one's
you
in the
are
room.
very
They
cool.
all left an hour ago.
Yeah. Oh no, my friends.
Oh no, my quote unquote friends.
So, and we were at Up Down the other night drinking with John Riggs, and I was talking to him, and he said, oh, you got to play Ragnarok. Ragnarok is one of my favorite rhythm games, and it's a VR game. And Ragnarok is kind of how it's pronounced, like rock, but it's similar to Beat Saber, but you have 4 drums in front of you, and you are drumming for a Viking boat. And the boat moves through it's going down the river, it's going wherever the Viking boats go, wherever they go.
England.
To pillage.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Northumbria, you fools.
you have
It's
these.
not England yet.
I'm just waiting. Do I need to cut Dylan off? Is he going to get
No, I'm
inappropriate?
fine.
No.
Okay, we're
He's
good. We're good.
actually being historically accurate, which I guess
Play
is
the
fine.
Midgard Stormer.
This game is really cool, though. You have mallets instead, and you have these 4 drums in front of you. I think that's a pretty fun thing.
I feel like the idea sounds as much fun as the sentences, and then like when I'm done saying it, it's maybe done being fun.
No, I honestly do want to try this because if Beat Saber is as good as that is, this could be great.
So Harmonix has also come out with a new VR. I don't know if you have it on this.
No, I don't
Brad,
have a
but
picture on this.
I think it's called Audacity.
Fuser.
Well, Fuser. Okay, we can talk about Fuser.
Fuser's
too.
the newest game from Harmonix.
Okay, I think they also came out with a VR game called Audacity, where you like use the movement controllers to shoot
Oh,
like
yes,
bullets
that's
out of
one
the
I've
air
heard of
or
as
whatever.
well, yeah.
It looks really cool. Apparently, the music's really good. But yeah, we can talk about Fuser too. It's not really a rhythm. I mean, I guess it is. It's a DJ game.
That's the one where like you don't win or lose. You're just making music.
Yeah,
is
you're
that
just
right?
you're just mixing music,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
apparently it is very good. When it came out and I was watching videos of people playing it,
Are you talking about the actual physical card game?
no, Fuser is it's
like a
you,
DJ
You
game.
are
I
a
know what you're
DJ at like music festivals, and you
Mixers.
you mix music together, and the more music you mix together, you unlock other music to mix to the other music that you already have, and you do all of this with just a controller. And apparently, gameplays wise, it is very fluid, which is very interesting to me. And it's on every console, so you can even play it like on the Switch, which of course you would be able to because you want to use like a crossfader and all that.
So we're going to go out here. We're going to go out here to the floor, talk to some
Okay,
people
here
about
we
rhythm
go.
games
Finally,
over here.
I've been waiting for this all day.
We're going to go to my man, Tony. Tony, professional
Tony with
BMXer.
a-
Great guy, great guy.
Yes.
Tony, do you have any rhythm games that you love to play? Are you fond of any of them?
Only Guitar Hero.
Now, describe how cool you felt playing Guitar Hero back in the day.
I'd probably just get pissed off at it.
You were upset. You didn't have a good time.
What was the first one?
Guitar Hero 1.
No, the first song
Guitar
I got
Hero
stuck on.
Zero
Remember that?
Requiem.
I think it was Wonderwall.
The first night we were playing it, just me and a bunch of friends, we were trying to do it in hard mode. And I don't know, was it Iron Man? We got stuck on it, and then next morning I wake up and it's like nothing to get through. But I remember I was just struggling with all hell with it.
And you stuck to the BMX, which you're much better at.
Dave Mira.
Speaking of rock stars, we have Tom from Big Spoon here in the audience.
Oh my God, it's Tom from
Big
Big
fan,
Spoon.
Tom, did you play any rhythm games in your life?
Yes.
Yeah, the real ones.
What ones?
3 of them.
I really like Space Channel 5.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Tell me about Space Channel 5. What is that?
You play as this futuristic news reporter named Ooh La La. These aliens are taking over, and it's kind of like a dance a simulator. Like it was on the Dreamcast. Have you played it, Brett?
Sadly, I haven't played much Dreamcast. I know that those guys haven't. Kip has, but
Got it.
Michael Jackson was in the game, so the game is now canceled.
all right, that game is over, everybody. We're gonna ask Adam over here, my buddy Adam. Adam, do you have any rhythm games you're fond of?
No, I don't.
We're gonna move forward here. We're going over to the man in the bubble bobble shirt. What's your name, sir?
Brian.
Brian, have you ever played any rhythm games?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Just kidding. What's your favorite rhythm game you've ever played?
Dynasty Warriors 2.
Wait, what?
Now hold on. That's a great answer.
Right, good
Great
answer.
answer. Great
Okay,
answer.
yeah, wait.
Brian, can you elaborate?
Yeah, please.
Yes, I can. As anybody who has played a Dynasty Warriors game and got 1,000 kills on one map knows, when you leave that game, you still play Dynasty Warriors everywhere you go. You see yourself going through the motions afterwards, the rhythm. Yes, Dynasty Warriors 2.
That's hot.
All right, we're gonna move on over here.
That answer went from like pretty bad to really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to these
Thank
two.
you.
I'm going to these two over here. I don't know how far this wireless microphone
for the
goes. We're
win.
trying it. Hey there. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty well.
So, do you like rhythm games? Do you play any rhythm games?
They want to be interviewed
Nope.
so badly.
Okay. What's that?
I do have one I really enjoy. It's that audio shield in the VR.
Audio Shield.
Yes. It's where the spheres of light, blue or red, are coming at you, and both arm is a shield, and you need to block the spheres of light from hitting you, or just block them from getting past you.
So it's like Beat Saber, but with shields instead of swords.
Yes. Yeah. That's
And what's your name?
Zach.
Zach. Thank you for that. We're gonna look this one up. That's great, Zach. Thank you. We're gonna go over here
Yeah, I know that
to
one.
my
That's
best
a
friend in
cool
the
one.
world. What's your
Thank
name?
you,
I've never
Zach.
met you.
Kyle.
Kyle, do you like rhythm games?
Rhythm games?
DDR, Guitar Hero, anything like that?
I haven't played too much for them, but they're cool. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them.
What would if you could play any rhythm game? Which one would you want to play?
I play guitar, so I guess Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero, great answer. Jeff, do you have rhythm in your life?
I have zero rhythm in my life.
Good answer, Jeff.
Can you play Dance Dance Revolution though?
Get out of here, Jeff. I know you can
I
dance.
can play some Dance Dance Revolution, sure.
Are we gonna dance tonight?
We could dance the night away.
We're gonna do that. We are gonna look eye to eye. And the last person that I want to interview is Stadium Frank.
Stadium Frank.
I'm
The
feeling
Hebrew
great.
National.
I'm feeling great. And if you've never seen a fat man play DDR at least hard mode in jeans, you ain't seen nothing yet.
So you are a big DDR person.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I probably still got
I
it.
have seen a wet pair of jeans.
I will say this, Frank. I haven't played in a while, and I lost it.
Yeah?
So we should try and find a DDR pad. They have the wrong one downstairs. They have the diagonals instead of the up down.
Dude, oh, no, disgusting. How dare they? Really, how dare they?
You guys could easily just stand sideways.
Okay. We're gonna just sit down and play with our hands.
This man's doing quantum physics while we're doing addition.
Now, is there any other rhythm games besides DDR you like to play, Stadium Frank?
Well, I think
A lot of the hand-based ones that I'm trying to think of the one.
There's the cube. And then,
Juby. All right. Juby.
don't say anything, Dylan. And then there's also like the dishwasher game.
Yeah, Thumper's good.
Yeah, that's the dishwasher game. It sounds better than that. That's how a regular dishwasher sounds. A wash machine, whatever it is. But Winhagen, you also said Thumper, right?
Yeah, I gave one over to Dylan. It was a pair. It was a.
You gotta say it now.
Yeah, so Thumper, which is a limited release over on the Switch, but has multiple releases in modern gen, is a rhythm-based, like almost racing game where you're going up a like neon-style Tron lane and it moves all around, and it's like an experience, kind of like Rez, where it's an experience.
The VR version of that on the PSVR is very similar to like Tetris Effect, where when you nail a riff, it like explodes and all you can see is like pixelation around you. It's fantastic if you haven't checked it out on the VR.
They call it a rhythm violence game, which is fun but also inaccurate. I mean, it is thumping and intense, but there's no blood. It's very similar to like Avicii's. Avicii has a rhythm game as well, and it's very similar to Thumper. I think Thumper's better, to be honest, but. And we're gonna. Oh, am I out of the range? I'm still in range.
Nope, you're still in range. We tested this yesterday, Brad. You can literally go all the way into the bathroom.
I don't want to hear what Tom was doing in there, though. That was weird. We're going to talk to DDB and Sarah real quick. Do y'all like rhythm games at all? We're going to go with Sarah first.
No.
Oh, right. Moving forward. Carly, do you like rhythm games at all?
I'm really bad at them.
Have you played any of them?
I don't have rhythm.
That's not the question. But you played Beat Saber, right?
What's that? No.
All right. And that's been our discussion on rhythm games, everybody.
Well,
I can't believe we nailed it.
Super quick. We got something from Kip. What do you got, Kip?
Well, before we end this, I really want to mention Patapon for the PSP and probably had been released on something else. This is a 2D, very cute strategy game where you beat the drums to the beat to order your minions to attack, defend, build.
It's related to Despicable Me?
When I say minions, I mean it in the common noun sort of way.
Ah, okay.
Is this like a rhythm Pikmin game?
Well, yes. I will be honest that I've only ever played the demo on PSP, but I really wanted to give it a shout out because our buddy Ryan on the Discord is a big fan. So shout out to Ryan for that.
You better be listening, bud.
And so we are the Raw Dogs. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We're the Dogcast. We are on Twitter at Hot Dogcast. We're going to be here all day tomorrow as well, doing more interviews. We have some wonderful guests, so come check us out. And a lot of surprise guests. We're also going to be at the very important gamer party, getting into shenanigans, as they say. Kip, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the people before you leave?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Follow me on Instagram at KipLol if you want to see pictures of my dog and my food. And follow me on Twitter at Kippington if you want to see me get drunk, and tweet at Brands.
We love you, Kip. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
And we're just going to keep drinking.
Yeah. As it turns out.
The rest of the day is designed for drinking, so we'll be doing it off the air, but you can hear us if you come close enough and listen to our mouths without the speakers.
If you listen hard enough, you can smell our breath.
Okay.
Brad, where can they find us if they want to follow us?
We already did that.
Hair of the Dogcast stuff?
What if they want to follow us twice?
Go to patreon.com/hairofthedogcast. There is bonus material. There is bonus episodes. And that's it. Josh is done. He's out.
It's worth it. They have to tell you you're funny.
God is dead. Eat Tudor.
There we are, everybody.
We've done
Dylan
it again.
finally sticks the landing. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
We're getting a group photo.